Hello and welcome to another video from Atelier John F. Clement, where you can learn how to create your own personal patterns to make clothes that fits no matter your size. The secret is, of course, made to measure. All the patterns in this series is based on your own measures and calculations. Check out my previous videos and download my size chart for free to get started. Last time I showed you how to construct a blazer jacket. This time I'm going to show you how to draft the sleeve for the blazer. So the blazer jacket sleeve, it looks like this. Let me walk you through it step by step. This two-seam sleeve pattern is based on your own measurement and calculations, as I mentioned before. Take a look at my previous videos and download my size chart for free to get started. The measurements you need for this sleeve pattern is the armhole height, the armhole circumference, the armhole width, the sleeve length, and the sleeve hem width. Before starting the sleeve pattern, you need to measure the armhole height and the circumference on the blazer jacket pattern and make the calculations with the new measures. The sleeve pattern is constructed around along vertical line here to the left on your cardboard, starting at point 1 on top. You measure down 1/10 of the armhole width plus 1 to 1.5 centimeters down to point 2. The addition of 1 makes a higher dome and a slimmer sleeve. The 1.5 centimeter makes the dome more flat and the sleeve a little bit wider. From 1 to 3, you measure half of the armhole height. From 2 down to 4 at the bottom, you measure the sleeve length. From 4 to 5, you measure up 2 to 3 centimeter for the angle of the sleeve hem. From 3 to 6 is the elbow height. Take half of the measurement from 3 to 5, minus 1 centimeter, and put it from 3 to 6. Draw perpendicular lines to the right from 2, 3, 4, and 6. From 3, measure a quarter of the armhole width up and mark it. This is the sleeve connection point that matches the one on the armhole. From the sleeve connection point, measure half of the armhole circumference minus half a centimeter across up to 0.7. So the measure you have here needs to hit the line that you made here at 0.2. So across up to 0.7. From 0.7, draw a perpendicular line down to the elbow. And you now have 0.8 at the armhole height and 0.9 at the elbow line. From 2 to 10 is half the measure from 2 to 7 plus 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter more here, half of this measure plus 1 centimeter from 2 to 10. 0.11 is the middle of 2 to 10. From 8 to 12 is half the distance of 3 to 8 plus 1 centimeter. So the same measure as up here, just from the opposite side. Half of the measure plus 1 from 8 to 12. From 7, measure a quarter of the armhole width plus half a centimeter down. Take a control measure from 2 to 7. It should be within the armhole width plus 4.5 to 5.5 centimeter. Now draw a guideline from 11 to the sleeve connection point and divide it into 2. That is 0.14. Draw another guideline from 10 to 13. At 0.13, you go half a centimeter in and connect with a guideline 2.12. From 0.12 to 3, draw a guideline half a centimeter raised from the initial line. So go up and draw a guideline here, half a centimeter above, to construct the underarm sleeve later. With this framework, you can now draw first part of the sleeve dome. From 10 to 14, draw a curve 1.2 centimeter out here in the middle with your curved ruler, like that. And the same from 10 to 13, but only 1 centimeter up. For the front sleeve seam at 6, measure 1.5 centimeter in to 0.15, and from 0.9 measure 6 millimeter in to 0.16 for the back sleeve seam. Draw the front seam from the sleeve connection point over 15 and down to 0.5. Now draw a guideline for the back seam from 13 down to 16. Take half of the sleeve hem width and draw a line from 5 down until you hit the horizontal line at 4, which becomes 0.17. For the back sleeve center seam, measure 4 to 5 centimeter down from 0.13 towards 0.12 and mark it 18. Draw a perpendicular guideline from here to the right. Measure from the center line to 18 and transfer this measure opposite and mark it 19. Now you can extend the dome from 13 down to 19. Draw the underside of the dome from 18 down past the raised guideline and up to the sleeve connection point. With your curved ruler. So from 19 past the guideline and up to the sleeve connection point. Transfer the front sleeve seam, this one, 2.5 to 3 centimeters parallel to each side of the seam. So you go 3 centimeter in at these points and 3 centimeter out and draw the 2 seam lines. For the upper seam limit, you put an angle against the inner seam line, which is this one. Put an angle against that and draw a small guideline towards the outer seam and connect this point up to the sleeve connection point. At the elbow line, measure 1 centimeter further in from 16 and connect this point up to 18 with a guideline and continue down to 17. From 9 to 19, draw another guideline and again continue down to 17. Make sure that these 2 lines align at the last 10 centimeter at the seam line where you eventually can place a sleeve slit. Now add half a centimeter to 1 centimeter on the upper part of the two back sleeve seam lines. And draw the final seam line with your curved ruler like that. Finally, make some fitting marks 10 centimeters over and under the elbow line on the front seams, and again some fitting marks here on the upper part of the back seam, so it will be easier to match them together when you sew. Copy out the two pattern pieces and hold all the seams together to see if the dome and seam lines align evenly. So you take the small panel here, copy it out and turn it the other way around and align it next to this line, and the same on the other side to see if the dome has a nice even flow before you sew it. Now, before you sew the two pieces together, take a measure of the dome, add these two measures together, and compare this measure with the armhole measure. It should not be more than 5 to 6 centimeters bigger, depending on your fabric choice. It is easier to distribute the excess dome width in a softer fabric like wool than a more firm and rigid fabric. So be aware of that. And if you want to make it fit, adjust the measurement that you use to construct the sleeve and make a new trial. That's about it for today. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know how your pattern turns out in the comments below. And don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you found this content useful, show it by hitting the like button, comment, and follow along. It helps me to spread this free content and reach more people. If you feel like supporting my efforts even more, buy me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye for now.